What's up, guys? It's SRC bringing you another Modern Warfare 3 gameplay, and this time it's a domination match on the map Hard Hat. And I'm running in this game kind of my new favorite class setup, which is the striker with extended mags, and I'm using the range proficiency. And it seems like to me, after the patch where they nerfed some of the guns and buffed some of the shotguns, that damage isn't as good as it used to be. I think that it used to be pretty comparable, with damage having a slight edge. And for me personally, at least, I think the range proficiency gives me a slight edge over damage. Especially helps with those long range kills with the striker. And for me, I just seem to have better games with range than I do with damage. Although I don't think it's a noticeable difference, really, or too big of a difference either way. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what you think is best. I think most people run damage, but I've seen a fair amount of people with range as well. And so I'm not really sure if there's a set or kind of standard that everyone kind of agrees on there. But for me personally, I like range, and so that's what I use. And then for perks, I'm running Sleight of Hand Pro, which is an absolute must with the striker. This thing is just so awful to reload without it, and you have to reload pretty often. It really takes away your ability to rush if you're not using Sleight of Hand, so that's what I've got. And then my second perk, I'm running Assassin, which if you saw my video yesterday, I talked about all the UAV spam, and with this gun, I'm obviously firing so much that I don't think it makes a huge difference, because I'm going to be on the map a lot anyway. But I just feel that, you know, when I'm running support, hardline isn't really that important. Quick draw is not important because I fire from the hip. And so it just seems like the right perk to use. It especially helps me kind of flank into the enemy, get behind them without being on the map. So that's what I like to use. And then for my third perk, I've actually changed that up. Every single Prestige I've played, I've always used steady aim on the striker. And it's just kind of been my go-to thing. Just thought that that was kind of the standard thing that you would use with a shotgun, and it would make it a lot better. But I've been watching a lot of XCal's videos, and he uses Sitrep Pro for his third perk because he likes to really sound whore people, and is just really good at hearing where people are and hearing their footsteps and figuring out where they're going to be before they even know where they're going to be. So, and I haven't seen his game hampered at all by not having steady aim. So I've decided to go ahead and just give that a try to get rid of that, and I decided to go with Dead Silence because for me, when I'm running around, there's just, it seems like your player makes so much noise just stomping around all over the place, especially on the new map Overwatch, where there's those metal grates on the ground that are intentionally put there to add additional sound to your footsteps. And so for me, I've noticed a huge difference running Dead Silence. You know, number one, obviously it makes it so they can't hear you, which is a big deal, so you can just kind of rush into the enemy spawn, rush into buildings behind people, and they're not going to hear you coming. But for me, it's actually helped me more from the fact that because my footsteps are silent now, I can hear other people much better. And there's just so many instances in games where I'll just be rushing an area and I can just hear their footsteps, where before, if I was rushing the area, I'd probably just be hearing my own footsteps and probably wouldn't be paying as close attention to it. But because I'm completely silent now, it makes a huge difference for me. So I definitely recommend running Dead Silence, and it's an obvious counter to Sitrep Pro, which is something that XCal complains about all the time. So this class is, you know, I guess you'd consider it a pretty cheap setup, running support with my advanced UAV, stealth bomber, EMP, and then obviously with Assassin, Dead Silence, all that. It's kind of a, you know, pretty weak class, I guess, but hey, whatever works, right? Whatever makes you have fun with the game is what I think you should use. And if you can't beat them, join them. That's what I always say. So decide to just go ahead and join them and use some of those perks that people aren't a big fan of, but that most people use. So it's actually worked out really well. Now, if you guys have seen some of my previous videos, I talked about Hard Hat and really how to play this on domination. What we always have done from a strategy standpoint is to always hold and defend A and B. We never push past them really too much. We're just kind of sitting back, waiting for the enemy to come and try and take one of those two flags, and then just defending them, because there's a lot of good head glitches. If you watched my previous live commentary on this, you can see it from both angles. You can see when we have the position of advantage, how good the head glitch spots are, and how easy it is to defend. And then you can see it from the other vantage when our team gets overwhelmed and we lose those flags, how hard it is to push A and B if you have the C flag. And that's the strategy we've used all the time. But here what we've done is actually changed it up. We decided to just completely try to overwhelm the enemy spawn, just keep them pushed back, keep the pressure on, and just kill as many people as we can, and let everything else sort itself out. Now when we started doing that, I thought for sure, I don't know how I didn't kill that guy, that's unbelievable, but I thought for sure that by doing that, it'd be flipping the spawns a lot, it would make things more difficult, and we probably wouldn't win as many games. But it's actually quite the contrary. What's happened here is you just get people so unorganized that they have no idea what to do. They're trying to defend their home flag, and they're constantly coming back here. So you'll see throughout this game, you know, I have some up and down moments in it, but there are certain times like this where I just come in here and just do work. It just eliminate the entire team. They end up spawning back on their home flag, and then their focus is just to try and stay alive, not get spawn killed, and try and defend their home flag. And it just makes it so much easier for our team to hold the other flags. Now we've played several games using this style where we run this type of setup and we just push, rushing into the enemy spawn, trying to get as many kills as we can, and not really going just from flag cap to flag cap, but more trying to just keep the pressure on the enemy. And it's worked out tremendously. We're actually currently on a 17-game win streak, which is really awesome because it's just usually 2 of us playing, and then with a bunch of randoms. And obviously, you know, when you have a bunch of randoms and you're running around with the shotgun, most times you're probably not going to win the game. But we've found with really great success that when we continue to put the pressure on the enemy like this, push into their spawns, get a lot of kills, I would say my average score has been about 40 kills, 20 deaths as an average. You know, some games I have more kills, some games I have less, some games I have more deaths, some games I have less. And this game here I ended up finishing 37-14, I believe, is my final score, which isn't too bad. I mean, anytime you can do over a 2 KD and win the game, it's definitely a good game. And we've just been able to string tons of these games together by playing this way. And so let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. I think this new strategy is actually working out better than I thought. There's games where I go 45-20 or 45-25, and I don't lead the team. We have guys on our team that have really great scores. They end up getting Reapers, AC-130s more often than normal, I think. And part of that is just because of that play style, keeping the pressure on. It just makes it so easy for these guys to go and kind of sit back and get the extra kills, stay back and defend flags from vantage points without having to worry about 4 or 5 guys coming and overwhelming them at the same time. And so I think it's putting our teammates in better positions by the way we're playing here. So, you know, I was kind of surprised by it to find it myself, but a 17-game win streak speaks for itself, I think, that it's successful. It's certainly not as selfish as I thought it would be because of the fact that we're winning so many games with randoms. And that usually just doesn't happen. I mean, we probably win more than we lose, but never like this before. So I think that, you know, my KD's improved. I'm having a lot more fun playing the game this way, and our team is winning more often. So I think it's definitely a winning strategy, winning formula that we found here, and I'm having a ton of fun doing it. It's just hard to put the controller down at the end of the night when I know I should stop playing. So, you know, it's been a while since I can say I've had a ton of fun with this game, but lately that's been the case. And so 37-14 is the final score. I appreciate you guys watching as always, and make sure you leave a comment below. Other than that, I will see you guys in the game.